Hello and welcome back to Money Never Sleeps. My name is Bob Cruces from M&A Wealth. If you'd like more information about what you hear during the show, give us a call at 866-973-3627 or visit us online at mnawealth.com. And while at my website, click on the page to check out past shows and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. For many people, retirement planning can feel like a balancing act. How do you enjoy the life you've built today without potentially compromising the security of your future? As I often tell my clients, two things can be true at once. You can spend on the things you love right now and still save responsibly for your golden years. During today's show, we're going to talk about how to help find that balance. We'll look at why those small everyday splurges don't necessarily derail your retirement plans and how to better protect your long-term financial progress from something many people experience as their careers develop: lifestyle creep. We'll start with some insights from a Kiplinger article, Small Splurges That Won't Derail Your Retirement. Think about some of the purchases that people often feel guilty about. Maybe it's that daily $5 cup of coffee. Maybe it's a new gadget you didn't technically need but really wanted. Or maybe it's a special purchase you made just to treat yourself. Many people worry that spending money today will somehow derail their retirement 20 years down the road. But the truth is, it doesn't have to work that way. Enjoying your money doesn't always have to come at the expense of your long-term financial goals. Small splurges like dining out, traveling, or buying something you've had your eye on can absolutely fit within a healthy financial strategy as long as your savings stay on track and those purchases aren't forcing you into difficult financial trade-offs. Where things can become more challenging is when those small indulgences slowly turn into something bigger. Financial services professionals often refer to this as lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep happens when spending gradually rises along with income. Instead of directing higher earnings towards savings and long-term planning, that additional income gets absorbed into a more expensive day-to-day lifestyle. Another potential issue is when people start dipping into retirement accounts to cover short-term spending or to pay off debts created by overspending. Retirement accounts are designed to support you decades down the road, and once money is taken out early, it can be difficult to recover the long-term growth you may have lost. For many people, their 40s are the stage of life where this balance becomes especially important. Often income is rising, but financial responsibilities are also increasing. You may be thinking more seriously about retirement while still managing day-to-day expenses and family priorities. The goal isn't to eliminate every indulgence, it's to create a structure that allows you to enjoy life while helping keep your long-term financial strategy intact. One of the questions I hear from clients all the time is very simple. Can I buy this? My answer is usually the same. Yes, as long as the purchase comes from your discretionary income. Discretionary income is the money left over after your essential priorities are covered. That means your bills are paid, you've built a healthy emergency fund, and your retirement contributions are happening consistently. Once those foundational pieces are in place, you should have much more freedom to enjoy the money that remains. When it comes to retirement savings, a helpful rule of thumb is to contribute at least enough to capture your employer's match if your workplace offers a tax-advantaged retirement plan like a 401k. That match is essentially additional money going toward your retirement, and it's something you don't want to leave on the table. Beyond that, some people find it helpful to organize their finances using a strategy sometimes called the bucket approach. The idea is to divide your finances into different categories so that each dollar has a clearer purpose. The first bucket usually includes fixed expenses. These are the essentials, things like housing, utilities, insurance, groceries, and other regular bills. This bucket also includes retirement savings contributions because building your future financial security is one of those non-negotiable priorities. The second bucket is your emergency fund. Many financial services professionals suggest keeping roughly 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses set aside here. This money acts as a safety net if something unexpected happens, such as a job change, a major repair, or another financial surprise. Having that safety net in place can help prevent people from relying on high-interest credit cards or costly loans when life throws them a curveball. Once those two buckets are covered, the third bucket becomes the one many people enjoy the most: discretionary spending. This is the money you can use however you like. It might go toward travel, hobbies, dining out, technology upgrades, or experiences with family and friends. When those purchases come from money that has already been set aside for that purpose, you can enjoy them without feeling like you've jeopardized your long-term plans. Seeing how this works with real numbers can make the idea even clearer. Imagine someone brings home about $8,000 per month after taxes and their fixed monthly expenses total around $4,000. That means the essential bucket covers all of those necessary bills and savings goals. Another portion of that income may go toward building or maintaining the emergency fund until it reaches your target. After those priorities are addressed, the remaining money becomes discretionary income, or the money that can be used for things that bring enjoyment. Another important point involves windfalls. Things like tax refunds, bonuses, or raises can create powerful opportunities to strengthen a financial strategy. If your discretionary spending is already covered, directing some of those extra funds toward retirement savings or your emergency fund can help strengthen your long-term financial foundation. And that brings us back to a key theme throughout today's show: intentional spending. When spending decisions are made intentionally and within the framework of a financial strategy, people often find they can enjoy their money today without putting their future security at risk. Now let's shift gears slightly and look at another perspective on this topic. A second Kiplinger article asks an interesting question: are you a retirement millionaire too afraid to spend? Some individuals do an excellent job saving for retirement and build substantial nest eggs. But once retirement arrives, they find it difficult to transition from a saver's mindset to a spender's mindset. After decades of discipline and caution, it can feel uncomfortable to start drawing down those savings. One important step is recognizing that the entire purpose of saving during your working years was to eventually support your life in retirement. The money you've accumulated isn't just there to sit untouched forever. It's there to help fund the lifestyle you want once you're no longer working. One way to make that shift easier is by connecting your money to purpose. Perhaps you saved so you could travel, spend more time with family, pursue hobbies, or help loved ones with important milestones. When spending is connected to meaningful goals, it often feels much more comfortable. Another potentially helpful step is being intentional about how much you plan to spend in retirement. Some financial services professionals compare retirement to climbing a mountain. During your working years, you're climbing upward as you build savings and investments. Once you reach the summit and retire, the journey begins to shift as you gradually draw down those assets to support your lifestyle. Watching account balances slowly decline can feel uncomfortable, even when everything is going according to plan. That's why it can be helpful to clearly define how much you're comfortable spending each year and how much you ultimately want to leave behind for family, charity, or other goals. Having those expectations defined can make it much easier to enjoy the money you worked so hard to accumulate. Developing a thoughtful withdrawal strategy can also help retirees feel more confident. Many retirees have money spread across different types of accounts via things like IRAs, 401ks, brokerage accounts, or Roth accounts, and each of those accounts may have different tax considerations. A well-structured withdrawal strategy can help coordinate those accounts and ensure that essential expenses remain covered while still allowing flexibility for discretionary spending. Testing your financial strategy against different scenarios can also be helpful. Markets can be unpredictable, and periods of volatility sometimes make retirees nervous about spending. But when a financial strategy has been tested against different economic conditions, it can provide better reassurance that the plan can withstand short-term market fluctuations. Another helpful concept is creating what some people call a permission to spend budget. If traveling is an important goal during retirement, build it into your financial strategy. If supporting family members is important, include that as well. When these priorities are already part of your plan, spending that money feels less like indulgence and more like following the strategy you've created. Finally, it's important to remember that retirement often unfolds in phases. Early retirement years are sometimes called the go-go years. People often have more energy, better health, and more interest in traveling and pursuing new experiences. As time passes, activity levels and spending patterns often change naturally. That's why it can be important not to miss those early opportunities by being overly cautious with money you've already planned to use. If you've built a solid financial foundation and developed a thoughtful strategy, the goal isn't simply to preserve your savings forever. The goal is to use those resources to support the life you've worked so hard to create. Saving for the future is incredibly important, but ultimately the purpose of saving is to give you the freedom to enjoy the years ahead. If you have any questions about retirement or your financial strategy, visit my website at mnawealth.com or call my office at 866-973-3627 to discuss how my team might be able to answer your questions and address your concerns. It's our goal to help you prepare for the retirement you've worked so hard for.
Disclosure: all matters discussed during the show are for informational purposes only. Opinions expressed are solely those of M&A Wealth and staff. All topics covered are believed to be from reliable sources. However, M&A Wealth makes no representations as to its accuracy or completeness. This commercial shall in no way be construed as a solicitation to sell securities or advisory services to residents where permitted. Topics should be discussed with your individual advisor prior to implementation. Advisory services offered through M&A Wealth, a registered investment advisor in the state of Texas. Insurance products and services are offered through PNC Life Insurance Agency, an affiliated company. M&A Wealth and PNC Life Insurance Agency are not affiliated with or endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any government agency.